Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. And just let's broaden the reach here across many homes, many cities, many different parts of the world. We arrive here together after a full week of life moving in many directions. And we gather inside this one shared moment. So let's all just take a breath in right now. And the week we just had, it carried conversations, choices, surprises maybe, small turning points that shape more than they seemed at first. And now all of that movement settles behind us as we come into the present. And tonight, we're going to go into the theme as the human as an instrument. And it points towards a discovery that shows up across invention, music, science, the arts. Nikola Tesla described inventions arriving as complete inner pictures. David Bohm spoke about deeper order revealing itself as thinking slows. Brain science shows that steady breathing and a settled body, a nervous system, coherent, helps the brain work in a more connected way. So tonight what we're going to do, we're going to meet this thought through direct experience, not the mind. We've placed so much emphasis on the mind, that mind that's in the brain. Tonight we're going to reveal another brain, other brains that are far more powerful than the mind. We're going to allow the human system to align. So this deeper intelligence from these other brains, if you like, and I don't really mean it in a physical way, moves through us with clarity, strength, and ultimately grace. So let's just start. Taking a breath in. Let awareness come into the middle of your sphere, that place in the middle of your brain and your head. And this moment gathers every room into one shared room right here, bringing us together. Some refer to it as a mastermind. Let the breath move through the lungs like a smooth tide. The chest rising and settles. The belly softens. The spine stands tall. So I hold this as a lived experience. The human system as an instrument. And life plays through an instrument that sits in true alignment. So in the middle of your sphere, attention becomes simple, becomes bright. It's kind of like a lantern that stays lit. The face softens, the jaw rests, the tongue rests, shoulders ease into their true place. And even letting the hands just settle in a natural way. So let's take another deep breath in right now, just really allowing this moment for your system to settle. You know, the heart keeps its rhythm, the blood keeps its flow. Tiny messages move through the nerves, guiding balance, timing, and focus with an intelligence that's always been here. So pure truth, there's many truths, but pure truth lives under the busy layer of thinking. And pure truth reads a clean clarity in real time. It's very important. Everything is always in real time. Anything outside of real time, this moment right now, it's a fabrication. Another deep breath in. So pure truth. Again, it reads as that clean clarity, kind of like a straight line the body understands. Awareness tracks breath, tracks the line of the spine, tracks the weight of the body on the chair or the bed or whatever you may be on, tracks the space around the skin, and stays steady in the middle of your sphere. In this steady place, life uses the instrument as well. And the next step shows itself in a clean way, as though a light turns on in a dark hallway and the path becomes clear. And we have access to all of this, not with the mind trying to figure out, but we have access to this. It reveals itself to you. As your nervous system settles, you come into alignment. You do the movement. For those of you who are new to that, if you go to my app, there's many complimentary meditations on the mechanics on how do we get into this position of coherence. A child can understand instruments. A violin carries music when its strings sit in the right tension. A piano carries music when its keys sit in the right place. A guitar carries music when it's tuned. The musician brings skill, and the instrument brings readiness, and the music appears in the room. Your body works the same way. Just notice your spine right now, those 33 vertebrae. This amazing apparatus is not only is keeping us mobile, upright, it's also the tuning fork, is a transmitter, where we receive, we send out. So focus on your spine, maybe walk from the top downwards, those 33 vertebrae, the spaces in between. Ekosopa. Uhu. Bringing in this awareness for you that your body, most people are never in their body. Most people only focus on a part of their body when there's an illness. Let's bring in that awareness about this magical instrument you have and how pertinent it is in the movement of you receiving awareness from another intelligence. So your breath is part of the tuning, your spine is part of the tuning, your attention is part of the tuning. And When awareness stays in the middle of your sphere, the instrument becomes ready. And that's when life can play through you. This is where ideas arrive. Have you ever contemplated where a thought arrives from? Why do we think a certain way? Whether it's a healthy thought or perhaps it's a negative thought. Maybe it's a controlling thought. Maybe it's a thought that is consistently in loops for you over many, many years, many decades. Well, where do they come from? So let's go to the source. As mentioned before, Tesla described inventions arriving as complete inner pictures, as though the whole design appeared at once. David Bohm spoke about deeper order appearing as thinking slows, as though a hidden pattern becomes visible. I know how I receive my data. I refer to it as data. It's all data. It's nothing what I do. It's not about my mind figuring it out. It's not about what I've read or who I've listened to. It's about my nervous system being in a position of coherence, and I receive a blanket of information. The tones you're going to hear during this meditation, that comes from another realm, a wholer version of me that moves much faster than thought, much faster than any language. So it comes in to this density to bring even more coherence to me, to bring even more access to other intelligences. And then those around me are also pulled into this field of coherence, so they are able to reflect, to see how they operate. Brain science describes stronger teamwork inside the brain when breathing becomes steady. Each of these points to the same lived truth. Intelligence moves through a clear instrument, that instrument being your body. So you carry a wider intelligence than the mind, and it speaks through timing, through simple truths, through calm strength, and ultimately through clean choices. Many people think that how they're going to receive from a higher intelligence, from the wholer version of them, from God, however you phrase it, it's just labels. It's like it's going to come through a voice, a vision. Those methods of communication are somewhat distorted because they're playing in density. They're having to go through the filter system. And here in density, it's all about the textures. It's all about the emotions, the values, the beliefs, the vibrations. So we go before that. It's cleaner, it's more precise, it's incredibly effective in transforming whatever you wish to. So taking another breath in. And when we're in this space, ambition becomes steady, love becomes clean, and creativity becomes playful. Because life carries the rhythm and you carry the instrument. This gig we're doing here, it was never intended to be full of lack, be full of suffering, compromise, sacrifice, insecurity, not being in your power. That's what we did. We created that. We demanded to have free will, and so we were given it. So another deep breath in. And as we're going to enter this first transmission, for those of you who are new, just stay present, stay in your body. Just observe what comes to you without reaching for it. I may make tones. We don't have to interpret them. We don't have to figure them out, define them. Just observe the rhythm and how your mind, quite outside of the thought process, how your mind shifts to another reality. So let awareness stay in the middle of your sphere, and let breath move like a gentle wave along the spine as the instrument settles into a natural tuning. And for instance, why for me these tones come through is because I do exactly that. I'm neutral. I step aside and I permit another intelligence. That other intelligence is me, by the way, a wholer version of me, to come into density. Krika ubodeka uboya uboya ejo kupoda la da supo e apa wotu koto o e putu kojo me potu da. Just notice how your inner environment has changed. Perhaps you can detect more stillness, less noisy, lighter possibilities. Just let your awareness stay steady in the middle of your sphere. When you're doing that, the instrument keeps aligning in small, quiet ways. So that clarity we're seeking. Clarity is a place you stand rather than a prize you chase. When you stand in that place, life guides you in a friendly way. Your mind brings thoughts, and a deeper intelligence brings timing. Timing carries a quiet magic. A choice can look similar on paper, and timing changes everything. And timing arrives through the instrument when the instrument stays clear. Our breath keeps a steady pace as we take a breath in, and the body responds by arranging itself in a clean line. So our spine, as we notice it right now, becomes a quiet pillar. Notice how your ribs move with breath. The body stays soft. The eyes rest. The ears stay open. The body speaks in simple signals. Words come out clean. The next step becomes easy to take. And that's very practical because life is made of steps, and each step has a tone, like a note in a song. So when our instrument, the body, stays tuned, the notes arrive in order. You start to stand as a reflector of higher intelligence by staying clear. And you stand as an instrument for that intelligence just by staying present. And that's when the whole day begins to move with more grace. Everything space-time method is really about is about staying in our body, staying present, and having access to this other intelligence. That intelligence is what shifts everything in this external world, this environment outside of your body. We don't have to do that. We don't need to do that. There's another intelligence. And I promise you, this other intelligence is far more qualified to create a life beyond anything you can imagine than what we can do with this limited rule set that we're in while we're here in density. Taking another breath in right now. Boom, 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 boom. And now as we enter the second transmission, just rest in the middle of your sphere. Kind of treat it like as though you sit in the best seat in a concert hall, listening for the next note that life chooses to play through you. That's an important part. You're participating in this. You're co-creating. And when you receive that awareness, that's when we really start to have empowerment. Empowerment is very different than power. People who are not aware, they seek power, money, control. But when your instrument, your body, your nervous system is stable, it opens up to these other intelligences, this other intelligence. And that's when we take back control and we become incredibly empowered. So much so, the thought of power, the thought of money being a solution or controlling others, it's just not in our realm. I refer to that stuff as like fool's gold. The money, the relationships, the persona. As we go down this path, we get to that crossroad, and that's where most people stop or get seduced, distorted. It's just because they haven't ever experienced the real gold, and that's what we're doing here as we take another breath in. Resting in that seat in the concert hall. It's the best seat, by the way. Just observe what comes to you. Ushkava upabika uyala pato eledo ekoko ogoko ekoko ko ekoko ko ke junto kopalete do jerombi kutuka apu ya edero mika tosuto pote tu potika potuto pote konta niente kuto pote la au I a ya se kato pote to pete. Shikaboka no kutupus. Oka kaka. Stay centered. Stay with me. The mind wanders, just come back to your spine, the middle of your sphere, and observe. Zero expectations. letting your body knows what to do. This is the most natural thing we humans can do, is to stabilize the nervous system, to be neutral, centered in our body in this time, present. That is our default state. And when you're in the default state, not the human default state, the universal default state, intelligence flows. Aspiration rises because the instrument shows its real purpose. Like an instrument is built to carry music, and a human is built to carry intelligence. Intelligence belongs to life, and life lives inside you. So intelligence belongs here. This is a huge aha, because it ends the idea that wisdom sits far away. Wisdom sits right here, in breath, in spine, in attention. You become a place where life can think and create. You become a place where kindness can land as action. You become a place where courage can land as timing. And you become a place where love can land as truth. In this space, which all we need to do is to quieten the nervous system, which we've been shown how to. Anybody can do this. You don't need to have a PhD to figure out how do I connect with a wholer version of me. You just need to position yourself, and anybody can do that. Which is consistent to what I've received, that there's zero judgment past density. There had to be a system that was highly sophisticated, only some few could figure it out. Well, that system would be based on judgment. And that's not how it operates. As we take a breath in, so we become centered. And then things like when we're in this space, you start to remember. You start to remember how forests grow, how waves keep their rhythm. You remember how birds find their path across the sky. The same intelligence that guides these patterns also guides the human system when that system says clear. And brain science can measure parts of this through rhythms in breath, heart, and the brain all working together, nervous system. And the measurement points to stronger teamwork. The deeper magic stays, larger than measurement. And again, I'll just say that again. The deeper magic, that intelligent, is far grander than anything we can measure. Because creation carries a spark that words rarely capture, just like these tones. These tones are not a translation of anything in density. Completely separate, standalone, another intelligence. So I don't spend my time trying to interpret it. I just get out of the way and let it do what it's supposed to do. So the instrument or body, it becomes a bridge between the wide intelligence of nature and the everyday world of choices. And it's here where a human becomes quietly unstoppable, because life starts playing through presence. Just notice you and your whole body right now. Here, right now. Not in the next second, not in the past second, but just right now in the only thing that is real, this very second. Bringing you into that movement. And now as we enter the final transmission, I think, I never quite know, just keep that awareness in the middle of your sphere as the breath keeps its smooth tide and the whole instrument stays open for the clearest guidance of life. We're always receiving. But how clear is the message? Are we here in our body? Are we here present? Or are we not in our body? Are we in a future timeline or a past timeline? That whole version of you, that higher self, the spirit, God even, whatever you want to label it, is only in the present moment and can only be accessed through the body. So maybe review in your own meditation. How often are you here? How often are you in your body? And if you receive an awareness like, well, not much, like most people, you're not getting it wrong. It's part of the evolutionary process. But take note of the message. Take note of the awareness. And you have the rule book now. You have the manual. Again, many meditations in my app to guide you exactly how you shift position in space and time. So practice. Everything is about consistency and practice when it comes to this connection, this awareness. So staying here right now. Just notice how you're feeling. And perhaps some of you still have quite a few distortions to clear. You can ask to be shown. What is preventing you from having that clear guidance of life? what happens is that you'll receive the awareness of what filters, distortions, blind spots that are keeping you out of alignment. The awareness is in itself the full story. There's that saying, you can't fix something that's you don't know is broken. It's the same thing with us. We can't shift if we don't understand what needs shifting. Most people just focus on the last act, the consequences. I have anxiety. How do I shift anxiety? I have scarcity. How do I shift scarcity? I have sabotage programs. How do I do that? Or even they go even further to the last act. I have no money. How do I get money? What the awareness will do, it'll show you, well, you don't have money because you have sabotage programs or you have non-deserving programs. You don't feel you should have money. If you did get money, you would feel uncomfortable. It's very common, by the way. That's why people who win the lottery pretty well in the high 90%, in a very short time, they're worse off than before they won the millions. They didn't have the program of deserving it, of owning it, stepping into that new version, that version who is abundant. So they lose it. So staying here right now with me in your body, present, just observing. No attachments. That intelligence knows exactly what to do. I always refer to that intelligence or higher self, complete self, whatever label you put on it, as something that has impeccable manners and wouldn't dare intrude unless invited. So invite it. Be present, be in your body, observe, and invite the awareness. So you already are the instrument. And the clarity already lives here as pure truth under thinking. And as mentioned, the movement stays simple. Remain present in the middle of your sphere and give permission for life to play through you. And observe. We all need that affirmation. That's how we're built. So observe when you're in this place. You may observe your voice. It carries a calm tone. Your eyes, they carry a steady light. Your hands carry clean action. Choices that come are with precision. And your day carries a rhythm that supports you. This is the communication. This is the connection, not a voice in your head saying whatever it might say. Observe your environment around you. Notice how that shifts. You can also notice how it shifts in the other way. When you're really in a different time frame, when you're fully engaged in distortions, notice how your body tightens, how the rhythm of the day doesn't go well. Tesla, he trusted the arrival of complete pictures. Bohm, he trusted the deeper order behind thought. Many teachers out there, guides, gurus, whatever you refer to, they trusted direct presence, where awareness stays steady and life reveals itself. Some of the more well-known ones, Jesus, Buddha, presence. And so tonight you carry that lineage in your own body, in your own breath, in your own awareness. You carry science in the way your brain responds to steady breathing. And you carry mystery in the way insights arrive, whole, clean, bright. The two meet in the middle of your sphere. This is where you stand as a reflector of higher intelligence and an instrument for higher intelligence. You're in it together. There's no separation. And this transmission completes inside that truth. Held in breath, held in spine, held in awareness as life keeps playing through you with grace. So let your week open with clear timing, clear choices, and a calm empowerment that stays with you. Okay, I'll leave everybody here. And with that, I hope you all have a great week, or if you're listening to this on a replay, I hope you're having a great week. But just notice how your week will shift after today.